Okay, now let's go through the index section. India ranked 47th in the Inclusive Internet Index 2019. India ranked 47th in the Inclusive Internet Index 2019, which is prepared by the Economist Intelligence Unit for Facebook. So who prepares it? It's prepared by the Economist Intelligence Unit. The index was expanded to include 100 countries, which will represent 94% of the world's population and 96% of global GDP. Sweden topped the index, whereas Singapore ranked second and the USA ranked third. These are the first three rankers. India maintained its previous year rank. Let's have some more information. Where are the Facebook headquarters situated? They're situated in California, US. And who is the CEO of Facebook? It's Mark Zuckerberg. I hope that is clear. Okay, now let's move ahead. Okay, students, now let's have a look at some important days. World Day of Social Justice, which is observed on 20th February. The World Day of Social Justice is celebrated annually all over the world on 20th February. And what was the theme for World Day of Social Justice 2019? It was, if you want peace and development, work for social justice. I hope that is clear. Now let's move to the next news. International Mother Language Day, which is observed on 21st of February. International Mother Language Day has been observed every year on 21st February since February 2000. So it was instituted in the year 2000. And what is the aim? To promote linguistic and cultural diversity and multilingualism. This year, International Mother Language Day 2019 was framed by the International Year of Indigenous Languages 2019 around the theme. What was the theme of this day which was observed this year? Indigenous languages matter for development, peace building and reconciliation. So this was the theme. International Mother Language Day observed on 21st February. Let's see the next news now. National Science Day. National Science Day is observed on 20th February. National Science Day is celebrated across India on February 28. Famous Indian scientist Sir Chandrasekhar Venkat Raman or C.V. Raman discovered the Raman effect on this day in 1928. So this is his contribution which is observed on this day. For his discovery, Sir C.V. Raman was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. In honor of this discovery and as a mark of tribute to the scientist, National Science Day was marked for the first time on February 8, 1987. So initially, for the very first time, it was observed on February 28, 1987. This year, the theme for the National Science Day is Science for People and People for Science. I hope that is clear. Now let's see the next news. World Cancer Day. World Cancer Day is observed on 4th February. World Cancer Day is being observed globally on 4th February. This year, Union for International Cancer Control, which organizes World Cancer Day, is launching a new 3-year campaign, that is 2019 to 2021, with the theme I Am and I Will. Union for International Cancer Control headquarters are situated in Geneva, Switzerland, and it was founded in 1933. I hope that is clear. Let's read the next news now. International Day of Women and Girls in Science, 11th February. Let's read about it. 11th February is celebrated as International Day of Women and Girls in Science to recognize the critical role women and girls play in science and technology. So this is the main aim behind observing this day. 2016 is the first time it was celebrated. The idea behind this day is to ensure equal participation and involvement of women and girls in the field of science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So International Day of Women and Girls in Science observed on 11th February. Let's move ahead. World Wetlands Day, which is observed on 2nd February. World Wetlands Day is celebrated every year on the 2nd of February. And what is the aim? To raise global awareness on the value of wetlands for humanity and the planet. And what was the theme of World Wetlands Day 2019? Its theme was wetlands and climate change. So, World Wetland Day observed on 2nd February. Let's move ahead. Now students, let's go through the sports section. Grandmaster Abhijit Gupta wins Cairns International Open Trophy. Indian Grandmaster Abhijit Gupta lifted the Cairns International Open Trophy. He took an easy draw with Pierluigi Basso of Italy in the 9th and final round. Abhijit won the tournament with 7.5 points. It is his first solo international tournament victory. So this is Abhijit Gupta's first international solo tournament victory. I hope that is clear. So Abhijit Gupta, Grandmaster Abhijit Gupta, he won the Cairns International Open Trophy. Let's see the next news. Clouded leopard to be mascot for National Games 2022. The Sports and Youth Ministry in the meeting of Executive Committee of the National Games 2022 has chosen the smiling clouded leopard to be the mascot for the National Games 2022. And Meghalaya will host the 2022 National Games, which is coinciding with its 50 years of statehood. So, Meghalaya's hosting of 2022 National Games will be coinciding with its 50 years of statehood. Clouded leopard is among the wild cats that live throughout the forests of Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills. And regarding some information about Meghalaya, Meghalayan capital is Shillong. Chief Minister is Conrad Sangma and the Governor is Tathagat Roy. I hope that is clear. Now let's see the next news. Ramit Tandon wins Seattle Open. Let's read about this news. India's squash player Ramit Tandon defeated Egyptian Mohammad El Shabini in the finals to win the Seattle Open, a PSA Challenger Squash Tour event. The top-seeded Indian, who rose to his career high ranking of 58 in the latest February list, won his first PSA title in the new year and fourth title overall in his career. So, Ramit Tandon win the Seattle Open. He is an Indian squash player. I hope that is clear. Okay, let's read the next news now. Vani Kapoor becomes first Indian to grab Australian LPGA card. Let's read about this. Golfer Vani Kapoor has become the first Indian to grab Australian Ladies PGA Tour after securing 12th rank, tied with 3 others in the first ever qualifying tournament at the Ballarat Golf Club in Australia. Total 81 players participated in the qualifying tournament, out of which top 20 earned the card for LPGA. So, Vani Kapoor, she became the first Indian to grab the Australian Ladies PGA Tour. I hope that is clear to all of you. Now, let's see the next news. Qatar defeat Japan to win their first ever Asian Cup title in football. Qatar defeated 4-time champions Japan 3-1 in the final to win their first ever Asian Cup. So this is Qatar's first ever Asian Cup. Qatar forward Almoz Ali broke the record of most goals in a single Asian Cup after netting his 9th goal. So this was the first time that Japan lost in an Asia Cup final. And it was Qatar's first win, first ever Asian Cup victory. Let's move ahead. Mithali Raj becomes the first woman to play 200 ODIs. India captain Mithali Raj has become the first woman cricketer to play 200 ODIs, adding another achievement to her illustrious career. The 36-year-old is also the highest run getter in ODIs with 6622 runs at an average of 51.33 including 700s. Mithali made her ODI debut way back in 1999. She has also played 10 tests and 85 T20s. Mithali Raj, she became the first woman to play 200 ODIs. Let's move ahead. Vidarbha clinches the Irani Cup title. Vidarbha became the only third team in Indian domestic cricket history after Bombay and Karnataka to defend their Irani Cup titles at Jamta Stadium in Nagpur by defeating rest of India. Vidarbha chased a target of 280 runs on the day and young Carnivore was the player of the match. So, Vidarbha was victorious in clinching the Irani Cup title. Let's move ahead. Ellis Mertens beat Simona Halep to win Qatar Open. What is it? Let's see. Ellis Mertens, world number 21 from Belgium, beat world number 3 Simona Halep to win the Qatar Open held in Doha, Qatar. This is her first WTA Premier level crown and fifth title of her overall career. Mertens' triumph over the Romanian was her third win over the top 10 player in Doha. So this was regarding Ellis Mertens. She beat Simona Halep to win the Qatar Open. Let's move ahead. Smriti Mandhana becomes world number 1 women ODI batter. Indian women's cricket team opener Smriti Mandhana has become the top ranked batter in women's ODI cricket. As per the latest rankings released by the ICC, the 22-year-old moved up 3 spots in the batters ranking to reach the top spot in the 15 ODIs Smriti has played since the beginning of 2018. She has scored 2 centuries and 8 half centuries. I hope that is clear. Let's move ahead. Sana Mir becomes first Asian woman to play 10 T20s. Former captain of the Pakistan women team Sana Mir has become the first Asian woman to play 100 T20s. Mir, who is 33-year-old, is one of Pakistan's most senior women cricketers and has been representing the country since 2005. She achieved the feat when she took the field against West Indies in the third and final T20 in Karachi. So Sana Mir, she became the first Asian woman to play 100 T20s. Let's see the next news. Okay, now we'll be covering the space section. Israel to launch its first moon mission. Let's read about it. Israel is to launch its first moon mission, sending an unmanned spacecraft to collect data to be shared with NASA. According to a report, 585-kilogram bare-sheet Genesis spacecraft is to lift off atop a Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Mission control will be in Yehud near Tel Aviv. What is the Israel capital? It is Jerusalem. Currency is Israeli new shekel. So, Israel is all set to launch its first moon mission. Let's see the next news. Israel launches GSAT-31 from French Guiana. India's 40th communication satellite, GSAT-31. So, GSAT-31 is India's 40th communication satellite, has been launched successfully from French Guiana. The Ariane 5 rocket lifted off with it from Kourou launch base and in 42 minutes placed it in the intended geosynchronous transfer orbit. It was immediately taken control by Indian Space Research Organization ISRO scientists from its Hassan facility in Karnataka. GSAT-31, what will it do? It will provide transponder capacity for DTH television and connectivity to services like VSATs for ATMs, stock exchanges, digital satellites, news gathering, DSNG and e-governance applications. So this is immensely useful satellite for India. So this is GSAT-31, recently successfully launched by ISRO. Let's move ahead. Now we'll have a look at some of the military exercises. Indian Army carried out the annual exercise named Exercise Topchi. Indian Army showcased its artillery firepower by using ultralight howitzers and indigenous Swati weapon locating radar at the annual exercise Topchi. The exercise was held at Deolali camp near Nashik. So it was held near Nashik. There were a showcase of display of rockets, missiles, surveillance and target acquisition radars, remotely piloted aircraft and high-tech equipment in addition to gunfire. And who is the Chief of the Army Staff? Is General Bipin Rawat. So this was regarding the exercise Topchi of the Indian Army. Let's see the next exercise. Indian Air Force carried out Vayu Shakti exercise at Pokhran. Indian Air Force conducted mega exercise Vayu Shakti in Pokhran, Rajasthan. The exercise was carried out day and night where the IAF showcased firepower capability of indigenously developed platforms and efficacy of missiles. For the first time, the advanced light helicopter and the Akash surface-to-air missile were deployed in the military exercise. MiG-29 fighter jet also participated in the exercise. And who is the Chief of Air Staff? It is Air Marshal Birendra Singh Dhanwa. I hope that is clear. Now let's see the next news. Now let's go through some of the important books. P. Chidambaram's book Undaunted, Saving the Idea of India was launched. Former Vice President Hamid Ansari launched the new book of former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram named Undaunted, Saving the Idea of India at Nehru Memorial Museum at New Delhi. So what is this book? This book is a collection of essays on the country's atmosphere of fear and how the constitutional values are being threatened. So this is the theme of the book, which has been launched by the former Vice President Hamid Ansari and authored by P. Chidambaram. Let's see the next news. Simplicity and Wisdom, authored by Mr. Dinesh Sahra, was launched. A book, Simplicity and Wisdom, written by Dinesh Sahra, was launched at Parmarth Ashram in Kumbh Mela. Launched by the Governor of West Bengal. Who is the Governor of West Bengal? Keshri Nath Tripathi, and Swami Chidanand Saraswati, who is the head of Parmarth Ashram. This book is dedicated to late Vedanti Swami Praganandji. I hope that is clear. Now let's see the next news. Okay, now let's go through the defense section. Hina Jaiswal becomes the first Indian woman flight engineer. A very important news. Flight Lieutenant Hina Jaiswal from Chandigarh became the first Indian woman flight engineer of the Indian Air Force. She was commissioned in the Indian Air Force Engineering Branch 2015 and completed the 6-month flight engineer course from the 112 helicopter unit attached to the Air Force Station in Yelahanka, Bangalore. And regarding Indian Air Force Chief, which we have already read earlier in another news, Air Chief Marshal Birendra Singh Dhanwa is the Indian Air Force Chief. I hope that is clear. Let's move ahead. 8th World CSR Congress 2019 held in Mumbai. World Corporate Social Responsibility Congress, that is World CSR Congress 2019, which promotes entrepreneurship, social responsibility, sustainability, and social development. The 8th World CSR Congress was held in Mumbai in Maharashtra. The theme of the year 2019 is Sustainable Development Goals, to focus on corporate strategies, innovation and strategic alliances, and Dr. Sumitro Chakraborty won the CEO of the Year award. So this was about the 8th World CSR Congress 2019, which was held in Mumbai. Let's move ahead. Some important news regarding the environment. Australian small brown rat becomes world's first mammal to go extinct due to climate change. A small brown rat of Bramble K. Milomis species living on a tiny island of northern Australia becomes the world's first mammal to have become extinct due to human-induced climate change. The Australian government has officially listed the Bramble K. Milomis as extinct. Extreme high water levels and damaging storm surges, including its sources of food, include the reason behind its extinction. So, Australian government has officially declared the Bramble K. Milomis species as extinct. So students, these were some of the important news covering the months of January and February 2019. I hope you all found it useful. Thank you for watching.